Oh my God, guys, look at my shirt. You see my shirt? Yep, you know what we're here for. He's here for something completely different. Show him your jacket, or show him your thing. Show him your thing. Exactly. He's here for a whole nother thing. He's here for one thing, and he wanted to pop out for somebody else. Somebody who. look. The poster. Oh yeah, they're doing the same thing. Getting my poster. Right there. That's it right there. Y'all know what we here for. Y'all know. Should have wore chrome. This is probably the most chrome as I'm ever gonna get. My necklace. But at least y'all know what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? Him. He's so out of place. I tried to get him ready, but he didn't want to listen to me. So it's above me. It's above me. Right? Exactly. It's above me. After movie thoughts, what did you think about it?
That was okay.
It was okay. Okay, that means it was good. That means it was good because honestly, he was talking mad shit. So to even get an okay from him is actually pretty good. I loved it. I loved it. It caught you off guard. How did it catch you off guard? What do you mean?
The daughter.
The daughter? Yeah. See, look at that. Wait, we're going too far, aren't we? You and I. Wait, how do you do it? Wait, let me fix my head first. Without further ado, let's jump right on into this video. Listen, y'all. First of all, let me just say I'm very excited to talk about this, okay? Right off the bat, this movie was so good. Rennisance is it's not a visual album. It is definitely just the concert in full with some added insight to how the concert came to be and just where Beyonce's head is at with her family and just as a performer, honestly. And now, first things first, let me just say that Beyonce is definitely, she's one of my heroes personally. I just love the way she has this amazing demeanor. She is just an amazing boss, I think. She is just an example of who I would want to be in the industry, you know, at some point in the future, fingers crossed. But I definitely see Beyonce as a role model. She is very well-grounded, very well-spoken, and she is a fantastic performer. No, I don't think anyone can really deny that. Like, even if you don't like her music, you cannot deny the hustle. You cannot deny the hustle at all. She is definitely a hustler out here, and she deserves everything she got. But moving on from that, let's talk about the movie. So this movie, I feel like, was very, very well done from just the background. Well, this, like I said, was definitely, like, I went to go and see the New Jersey show on the 29th of July. So that was the first one. She did 2 shows in Jersey, one on the 29th and one on the 30th. And I went on the 29th because I had to see her ASAP when she was around my area. So I went to go and see that. And that was already a 10 out of 10 phenomenal concert that I went to. So it was basically just a culmination of all of her concerts on tour mashed into the movie, into, you know, more, I guess, a more artistic and lensed view of the tour or of the concert. And honestly, I enjoyed it just as much as watching it again. I wasn't bored. I wasn't like annoyed that it felt like I was seeing the same thing over again. It was very, very well done. I don't know what it is, but it was just really, really good. I really enjoyed it. Now, the film is about 3 hours long. I didn't realize that this film was 3 hours long. I thought this was going to be like a 2-hour, 15-minute movie. I didn't look at the runtime. And I went and I dragged of course, you see, I dragged Bestie with me to go and see Beyonce. And he's not necessarily a huge fan of Beyonce, but he was also able to recognize that at least the movie was good. You know a good movie when you see one. And with that, the movie is about 3/4 of the way the concert, and then maybe the last quarter is the insight, the background, and just everything behind the scenes and things like that. I gotta say, I love the part that they did with Blue. That whole entire with the just the background of Blue getting to do her first performance for one show, and how that came up in the conversations that I guess Blue and Beyonce had into letting her do her first show, and then how she came to doing more shows, and her motivation, Blue's motivation to the response of one of her shows not being so positive, and how that kind of motivated her to do better. I really thought that part was probably that was my favorite bit of the movie. It was just, that was a really feel good moment for me, because I know that when I was a kid, that she's 11 years old. I didn't know she was 11 years old, but at 11 years old, if I was to take any type of criticism from anybody, or hear some type of criticism from anybody, I'd take that to heart, and that wouldn't necessarily be my motivator. That would be my, my downfall, hearing other people's opinions and stuff. I mean, I'm at a point now where I can take people for what or I could take things that people say and not take it to heart, and I could just, let it go in through one ear and out the other. That don't bother me no more. But as a kid, that's a hard thing to do, and I really just got to give it up to Blue, for being strong, because that's not easy. That's not easy. And it's good because people that are going to go and see this movie can now see, like, wow, she's 11 years old and she's able to stand in front of 11,000 people sometimes. And, everybody, sad to say, I won't say everybody, but most people out here are very judgmental, no matter what the case may be. Just by being associated with certain names and people and stuff like that, you're going to get it. So it's just, that was just a really good moment in the film. And I thought that stuck out probably the most to me. And then, of course, all the added information from how the tour came to be, how long the process took to get this tour together. It's a lot that goes into it. Honestly, of course, I would love to get into the field of I would love to get into the entertainment field and just like expand my horizons in that route. That's just one of my goals and things of that nature. But I never realized, at least for this, I don't know if this is for all concert films, but this concert film makes me want to watch other concert films, such as like Taylor Swift's. I don't know if any other artists out here has concert films. I'm sure there are, but at least ones that I like, that I'm interested in. Yeah, I don't know if for every tour that people do or concert, it requires that much planning. But at the same time, I know that for the most part, this was all Beyonce. Like, this was all Beyonce's thing. Like, the direction that the tour was going to take and how everything was formulated, she wasn't out of the decision process. Like, she was part of making the decisions throughout the whole entire thing. So yeah, she had a team and everything like that, but it wasn't her team making the decisions for her. She was a part of that. So I don't know how long it typically takes to put a tour together, but to hear that this tour took about 4 years to make, that's incredibly that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But I know that for the most part, it seemed like they were having fun. Family was always there. Family is a big thing in the movie. They're always together, doing things together, always around. It's so heartwarming. This movie was definitely felt like a feel-good movie. Down to the visuals, everything was so clear. The mic was on. My theater, I didn't really have a full, packed house theater, but it was pretty full. And for the most part, everybody kind of was so excited to go and see the movie and kind of relive that experience, because it seemed like a lot of them there went to the concert, but they were just seeing the movie to see, I guess, maybe what the difference would be from seeing the movie and going to the concert. And since they realized or seen that it was basically like the concert on repeat or in movie form, they wanted to sing along and whatnot and like just be a part of it again. But because we were in a movie theater setting, it was like they got excited for a second and then they got quiet, or they wanted to sing along, but they'll sing under their breath, even though they really wanted to. So I'm also confused in that situation. I don't know if we're allowed to like sing, but I think it's a cohesive thing. So long as you're not a nuisance to everybody else in the theater and you're all doing it together, then I'm sure it's fine. But we, I guess, as a collective in that theater was just confused on if we could act up or not. But listen, I was doing my thing. I was bothering Bestie. I was just doing my thing, doing the little dances and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So I was getting into it. But definitely this movie, I cannot, like, for what it was. And then, I almost forgot. I needed to touch on this part. They even went into the malfunction. So I don't know exactly what the location was, but I just know for Alien Superstar, on one of the performances, she had I think it was a sound malfunction, if I'm not mistaken, and they just showed everything on camera and how they acted on it and how quick they were able to, I believe, recover from that malfunction. And it was just so interesting to watch how these things come into motion. It's like this big picture with moving, it's almost like this big puzzle with moving pieces. And it's like, of course, if one piece don't work or if one piece isn't functioning correctly, then that kind of messes with the whole entire picture, the big picture that they're trying to create. And that was just really good to see how they handled that situation, and they handled it very, very professionally, and I loved seeing it. Honestly, it's definitely a big motivator for me. This movie was definitely a big motivator for me, at least for the things that I would like to do in my future and things like that. So honestly, of course, if you're a fan of Beyonce, you already know that you're going to go and watch the movie. Like, what am I saying? But even if this interests you in any bit or in any way, I feel like you will go in and walk out with a smile on your face. And there's no way that you won't have a good time with this movie. As I've said, my friend is a Juice WRLD fan. He loves Juice WRLD. I forget what else, Playboy Cardi and stuff like that. So he's that guy when it comes to like that music. He likes rap and stuff like that. But even going to see this movie as a guy that doesn't watch, or not watch, but listen to a lot of Beyonce music or see a lot of her performances and stuff like that, he went to go and see it. He walked out and was like, hey, this was a pretty good movie. So I'm just saying, even if you aren't a fan of Beyonce, you don't need to be a fan of Beyonce to watch this movie. It's a good movie in general. So if you like musicals, maybe, because it was definitely, I would compare it to like a musical, because it's basically singing throughout the whole thing, and then like a quarter of the way insight and just the background behind the scenes type thing to how Rennisance came to be. They even touched on the dancers. Like, the dancers even got their little bits and pieces of how they got to be a part of the Rennisance tour, and just how they felt about how happy they felt to be there and things of that nature. So it was good. It's like they touched on everything. This wasn't just all center focus on Beyonce. It was the collective. It was like the whole entire collective is mentioned and brought about in this movie, down to the crew, all the way down to the crew, because the crew plays a big part, and a lot of people don't understand that. And being able to highlight the crew, I feel like, is a very, very good done, because you won't have what you have without your crew. A lot of things won't work the way that you would expect it to without the crew, the people that aren't always on screen, the people that are behind the scenes. There's a lot going on back there, and that it's not easy either. It's not easy. So I thought that was cool. She put them in reflective jackets just so that you were able to notice the crew and things like that. She wanted them to be recognized, and I thought that was also a very cool thing to see. But yeah, no, listen, I feel like y'all already know what my verdict is going to be for this movie. My verdict is easy, okay? This, for what it was, for a concert film, this is a 10 out of 10. I feel like they touched everything that a concert film would 10, you know? And I feel like, of course, no bad omen, but that stage malfunction and being able to capture that on video and like capturing how to go about it professionally and how to just keep going. I thought that that was really cool. Like to have that in there, touching on, you know, your family and how the tour is affecting you and where you are currently as a performer, and talking about letting your crew get the highlights, or talking about your crew and talking about all the work that gets done to have this concert happen. And then on top of that, with the background singers and their introduction and how they came to be, and the dancers, everything. Like, I feel like everything that's supposed to be in a concert film is here. I didn't feel like I walked out missing anything. I feel like nothing was left unsaid. Honestly, everything that needed to be said was said. It was just very well done. So this movie gets a 10 out of 10 for me. On my Instagram, I rated it a Beyonce out of 10. Who knows what that means, but I do. I know what that means. Beyonce out of 10 is Beyonce out of 10. Listen to that, okay? I got me some merch. I went just like this. I went with my shirt and my sweatpants. But listen, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of the Beyonce film, okay? Did you guys go to see the concert? And if so, which one did you go to? Did we happen to be at the same, at MetLife Stadium at the same time? Y'all let me know. And of course, if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next video. Pieces, deuces. Oh, I'm getting hot. Okay.